see you went off the topic. One boy, Richard Kinsella, was a special target. In one speech, his topic was his the Vermont farm he grew up on, and he didn't stick to describing the animals, vegetables, and stuff that grew on the farm. Here's what Holden says. What he did, Richard Kinsella, he'd start telling you all that stuff, then all of a sudden he'd start telling you about this letter his mama got from his uncle, and how his uncle got polio when he was 42 years old, and he didn't want anybody to see him with a brace on. It didn't have much to do with the farm, I admit it, but it was nice. I mean, it's dirty to keep yelling digression at him when he's all nice and excited. In Vygotsky's terms, Kinsella's uncle was part of the web of associations connected to the farm. So what I'm saying is that whenever we write these words, those associations, those reverberations are still there that we can follow or we can close off. And I think Don suggests you have to run with them at times. One corollary of this theory of generativeness is, if we can call it a theory, is the relaxed attitude of receptiveness, even relaxation. Don would always remind us that writing was a form of play and pleasure. If the writing went seriously off track, there was always the delete button. It's not brain surgery. Which always makes me wonder, Don kept saying writing's not brain surgery. I always wonder what brain surgeons say when, they have a problem. We have little patience, actually no patience, with writers who complain about the agony of composing. If it's agony, you'd say, find something else to do. But this relaxation was not the beer and football game kind of relaxation. It was more like the flow experience, a freedom from excessive self-consciousness, a sense of being in the moment of writing, a tolerance of uncertainty and ambiguity, and a responsiveness to language, and also a sense of speed. I think Nancy was talking about this with this advice to her, that the sense you have to move fast and let language kind of take over, and then we can carve out our sentences, or we can let the language suggesting possibilities that help us move forward. All of this is not to suggest that Don had no interest in order or organization, only that the very concept of order implies a role for chaos. Otherwise, there'd be nothing to need ordering. The great revolt against the 5-paragraph theme recalled Janet Emig imagining students writing these to the accompaniment of Kate Smith singing God Bless America, the all-American theme. It was not a rejection of order, but of the imbalanced preoccupation with order. And I was just reading Maya Wilson's new book, great book. I'm just going to read you from the Michigan rubric for assessing writing, what it takes to get a 6, the top mark. And my argument was this is exactly an example of the preoccupation with order. Just look at all the words used in this description to describe control, as if language was something we really had to be worried about controlling. Okay? So this is a 6. Writing is exceptionally engaging, clear, and focused. Ideas and content are thoroughly developed with relevant details and examples where appropriate. Organization and connections between ideas are well controlled, moving the reader smoothly and naturally through the text. The writer shows a mature command of language, including precise word choice that results in a compelling piece of writing. Tight control over language use and mastery of writing conventions contribute to the effect of the response. Now, a lot of that we can agree with, but that is a fairly anal description of writing. Am I missing something here? And particularly when you realize these prompts are often used to evaluate first draft writing, and they're asked to evaluate the writing of young writers who I think are not, I think have to be encouraged to go beyond what they can control. And I think like young athletes, you see a young athlete, they're not often fully in control, but it's the daring that makes them good young athletes. I think that's the same thing with young writers. And often when I see good writing of young writers, they're not fully in control of it. There's something that's still a little bit out of control. But these kind of prompts, I think, almost obligate you to penalize writers who are trying things that they might not be able to fully control. Okay, the terms that are so stressed, thesis, topic, sentence, transition, suggest that something, some wildness, some variety, some digression needs containing. There needs to be something to push against order, some centrifugal force, some movement. No wildness, no need for fences. Murray's gift to all of us are so extensive, so profound, really too profound to convey here. But I know one thing. He taught us to be bold. And he taught us that we were never alone in our writing. There was always an evolving text that could help us along if we paid attention. And if we made the right move, it might even purr.